Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're going to be venturing to an unexplored part of a galaxy far, far away. And to do that, we're going to be using the Star Wars Mythos Obi-Wan Kenobi 6-scale figure from Sideshow. Let's get started. Okay, here it is, Sideshow's Obi-Wan Kenobi 6-scale figure based on their Mythos line of collectible statues. Has so much cool stuff unique to this figure. There's this gun here below him, you can't see it, but it's a massive backpack with all kinds of cool things already on it. And you have all these utilities that we're going to have to plug in. So let's get rolling. First, let's just go ahead and go all out. And by all out, I mean let's go ahead and get everything onto him. But we're just going to try to get this backpack. You can adjust these straps. I'm just going to pop these hands off because they're kind of just adding length to the arms and making it more difficult for me to get the thing on there. So let's just, I'm going to put him on this stand just to give him the stability that I need to maneuver the figure. So let's just push those arms together, and now that we have the room to maneuver, slide those straps on up, past the elbows. Once you get them to the elbows, then you can bend the elbows and then twist that arm out so that it forms a hook to hold it there. Spin this guy around, do the same over here. See, essentially you're basically imitating the exact same movements that you would be doing if you yourself were putting on this backpack. You're just pulling this up, tugging it, getting up there now so that I feel comfortable pulling the arm down into its more natural position. Kind of doing the same over here. If you get this figure, definitely loosen that strap up a little bit. Rifle, right down in this little slot right here. There are just two little hooks down here, not hooks, but just loops through which you can put the lightsabers. So I'm going to try doing that with this one first. I'm just going to have to lay him on his belly while I do it. Here's one there, and there's his lightsaber. You've just got to clear, there's a little bit of a strap that was blocking my view of it, but you just have to, it's nice and snug, which is kind of the way you're going to want it. So just get it wrapped around the top of the lightsaber there, and then just let it hang. Let's repeat that with Luke's here. So there we go, all done, all dangling. You got lightsabers hanging back there. What I still haven't done, obviously, is get those hands back where they belong. And you can see that I've just contorted this body of his, just trying to get things on there. I think that what we need is, to do what I want to do here, we're going to need some kind of a gripping hand. And you're not lacking for those here. There's quite a few. I think that this is the one that I want to go with, though. So that's in place. So these things, he can be wearing them. But I think that for the purpose of this pose, I don't want him to be, because that's a pretty good portrait, and I kind of want to showcase it. So let's take that head off, drop those goggles down over here, and let's drape those macro binoculars over his neck too, as well, because he's going to want to have handy access to those as he's trekking across the dunes of Tatooine. Drop that back on, good to go. Okay. But for this, I want to have him looking off in the distance over here. I'm going to bring this hand up, and I'll kind of give him the opportunity to grab that strap, which means I'm going to have to mess with the strap again. And there. I've kind of got a thumb hooked through it. That's really all that I want to do. Mess with the sleeve on there just to make it look like it's kind of falling naturally. This hand just kind of out a bit. Now, there's one last piece that we need to put on him, and that's his lightsaber. In there. So here we have all the accessories on Obi-Wan, where they're supposed to be. I'm just going to get him in a bit of a walking pose. It's really all that you need to do at this point, and it's going to be pretty straightforward. The accessories are going to speak volumes for this figure. For this purpose, I want his right foot forward, left foot back, leaning into it like he's leaning into the wind. In fact, I wonder what this would be like. Look at how naturally that hood falls. This arm back again. Almost like he's trying to maintain balance Because let's face it, this 6 skill figure is trying to maintain balance. Get that head up. Have him looking off into the distance. Hood up. I want to kind of mess with this cloak a little bit. Because if you tug it back, if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm tugging it back and I'm shoving the folds up underneath the bedroll. And that's kind of creating some direction there that's really pleasing. So when you get your feet positioned however you want them, then you want to try as best you can to get that down all the way so that you can conceal that gap between the bottom part of the boot and the top part of the boot. Now, this robe is going to go a long way towards helping you out with that. Now, the next thing we need to do here is just basically work on the balance of it. To do that, I think it keeps, you see it keeps wanting to topple backwards that way, right? To correct for that, like I said before, I want to have him kind of leaning into the wind. So let's just lean him a little bit more into that. Get those off to the side to provide a little bit of direction and a little bit of motion. And this is what I've been looking at. Kenobi's years on Tatooine between the end of Episode 3 and the beginning of Episode 4 offer up this rich potential for storytelling that, for the most part, has remained untapped. Sideshow's Mythos figure provides collectors with the opportunity to tell that story themselves. It's an excellent encapsulation of Kenobi's past, his present, his future, all rolled up into one figure.